to... Oh, shoot. Shoot.
Better hurry.
Ah!
It's coming up.
No!
It's coming up.
I've clicked on it.
There we go.
Oh my goodness.
They've all seen. All right.
Okay, well, listen.
Hey, George.
Oh, hey, George. Freddie Powell, if you're out there, happy birthday. And hopefully it did not go live until this part of the poll actually pulled up. Otherwise, they may have seen everything.
Okay.
Okay, I can minimize that. Okay. Let's go.
Oh.
Mateus, it censored your post. What did you send?
It did. No, I saw it. But
oh, I see it up here.
Yeah.
It censored it in the top chat, maybe? Because live chat is still here.
Oh, wait. No, yeah, it was fine. Anyway, but so CJ, well, hello there. So you're in Japan, and Jake is in Korea. I mean,
right there.
Yeah.
And also, hello, anime fan.
Anyway, though, if you're in Japan, like if presumably if this is a trip or something, again, I'm going to recommend to you find that nectar. It'll change your life. It's amazing.
Who Miles was recently in Japan. That's who you were saying to find the, because it's like an actual
Danielle.
Machine, right? That you can get the nectar.
Oh yeah, like tons of machines. You can get that. Boss Coffee is more common. They have a lot of these little canned coffee drinks, and I think that Boss Coffee is one of the most popular. They especially like the milk coffee drinks.
Wait, did you not try one?
I've tried it before. The thing is, like, okay, here's the thing.
Are you saying my coffee drinks are better?
Oh yeah, of course. But like, there's there's Thai coffee, and then there's also these coffee drinks that they have in cans, a lot in Japan. There's just something off about the flavor.
That's unfortunate. I'm so happy, though, that my coffee drinks that I make for you are better, including the one today, which was more coffee than you're used to. CJ needs you to post details on Discord
I'll get
for
on
the
that.
nectar. Mateus, oh, I'm so very sorry. Are they lower back? Like, is it lower back pain or is it upper back pain? That kind of makes a difference. Not that I can solve the problem, but it does make a difference for giving recommendations.
Absolutely where it is.
Karis, also found a similar drink. In England, did you find a similar peach drink? Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, you better post details about that.
Miles mostly drank tea instead of coffee over there. And CJ, yeah, you are not wrong. Like, getting a good mattress is a huge, it's one of those things where it's like, it's a really big expenditure, but when you realize how much time you spend on a mattress, like, it's incredibly important. But also, again, it depends. Oh, Mateus in the middle. Oh.
That's weird. It's like a bending thing.
Yeah, the only thing I can suggest for that is stretches, like sort of doing the cat-cow yoga poses. Because that's in the middle bit, and that's really, really hard. Oh, and Danielle, yeah, the yoga child's pose is also really good. I was thinking cat-cow, but then also, yeah, that child's pose to really stretch those muscles out. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Miles, you're absolutely right. So, like, good sheets, good mattress, good pillows. Like, it feels sometimes very silly to spend money on such things, and yet at the same time you really do spend about a third of your life on them, so
and I will tell you that, like, so I've slept on a memory foam mattress for some time now, and it was really nice and really great, but the times when I realized it was making a difference was actually going on trips. So
when suddenly you're on a different mattress and it's like, oh,
and also it's like, and it doesn't matter how nice a hotel you're in. It's like I've been in very fancy
Yeah.
hotels, and still, it's like I wake up the next morning and suddenly feel my age because I'm not on a memory foam mattress. It just does not work. So yeah, because like man, with middle back pain, that's something that I usually feel when I've been sitting in the wrong position or sleeping on one of those mattresses that's a couch mattress with a bar in the middle or something. For me, it was having kind of like this aching pain from like the middle down to the lower, and what helped me was core exercises.
Mm.
And it's like I didn't even think about that. But when I started to do it, I realized how weak my core was,
Yeah.
and doing exercises to improve the core strength, suddenly that back pain went away because the things were connected. Anyway.
And Bubba, the cat cow stretches are like you get on all fours, so like you're on your knees and your hands, right? Like all fours. And then the cat is you go like up, and then the cow is you go down. So like your back arches for the cat, and then it lowers as far as it can for the cow. So that's what I'm talking about there. But then also doing some other stretches like the child's pose where you are on your knees, but then you like lay down and stretch out front to kind of stretch out the back. Also, hello, Carl. I saw you comment. Hello.
Yeah, and that reminds me, by the way, again, we're down to the single digits for CopyCon. So really, it is the time if you're interested in going, and you've been thinking about it, you really got to sign up now. Also, if any speakers are watching, I know that Carl has already done this, but I sent out an email which I got no responses to the speakers. I am begging you, if you're planning to bring somebody, like, they don't have to pay or anything, they're your guest, but they do need to register so that I know that the spot is taken. We have a maximum, room limit here that we're dealing with. So help me.
Speakers, get on it.
So help me if a speaker shows up and they're like, oh yeah, and my sister came, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Anyway.
Okay. So this may not show up at all because it's a webcam. Mm-hmm. But David, we designed his ring together. Like I did all the designs on it. He finally got it. And it's LangTime oriented because all the little animals around.
So those are the designs on the middle, but I again like
I can, on Discord, I can post the actual image because you can see that the little...
Yeah, there's no way.
It may just look like little dots as David's holding up the ring, but like there's like a leaping rabbit, there's, a possum, a mouse. And so anyway, the LangTime animals wrap around his ring, which we have both decided he gets to wear now that we have it, regardless of when we actually get married.
Yeah.
And so yes, I will post that on Discord so that all the patrons can see it because it's very LangTime special.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey Jake. Yeah. Oh, the little Vietnamese. Oh, that's
see.
But it makes it a little bit cuter. Should have done that with the U in cute too. Anyway, but yeah, hey Jake, CJ's in Japan, so it's just a jaunt. It's just a jaunt for you. And Korea is the place you call home now, so it's probably easier for you to take a jaunt to Japan than CJ to take a jaunt to Korea. Just saying. Anyway. Oh, and by the way, I put it up in Discord, the image of Nectar, so you know what you're looking for.
Perfect.
All right. So, anyway, that's true.
Bubba, you're right. And we had discussed that because when his ring came in, and I was like, I'm happy for you to start wearing it at any point. And David was like, it's really not fair that, in general, the expectation is that men don't wear the ring as soon as women do. And he's right. And I was all on board with him wearing the ring as soon as possible because we were so excited to get it.
Yeah. We also found the tradition of having a separate wedding ring from the engagement ring strange, especially since the engagement ring is supposed to be fancier. Or and it's like, okay, so the fancier one, what, you're just supposed to wear for a little bit and then you wear the boring one for the rest of your life? Why?
No, it's supposed to be both.
That's weird.
The whole point is you have both. Well, I consider this my wedding ring.
There you go. Yeah. The old locker ring.
It's just like a little band because we had to get my engagement ring resized.
Yeah.
And so I'm waiting for it to come back. I'll get it back soon.
Yep. Okay, so are we ready
I think
to
so.
lang some time? All right. So this week's poll was about how WH words were going to work. By the way, so with questions, we have what I've always called yes/no questions and WH questions, which seems they've always seemed like ad hoc descriptions. Apparently, there are other terms. So for yes/no questions, the term is polar questions, which makes a lot of sense. And then for the WH questions, I think they're called interrogatives, which is a little difficult for me because yes/no question is also an interrogative, but I guess in that terminology it's not. It's polar versus interrogative. Thank you, Karis. That's the term I'm looking for. Content questions.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Also, CJ says, remember to take the rings off when operating heavy machinery. And I want to point out that I also got David a silicone ring to wear on days when such things would happen.
Yeah.
Just in case. So he can take that ring off if he's going to be operating heavy machinery or more likely swimming in an ocean and could lose it. Okay.
Yeah, that is truly polar questions. You know, they only count if you're in the Arctic. So any other time,
Exactly.
they just
And we have been in the Arctic, so we can say that
That's
from
right.
like experience.
Yeah, our polar questions are a bit more experienced than yours. So
You asked me to marry me. You asked me to marry you. There
yes.
we go. In the Arctic Circle. Done.
Okay, so so this we were choosing how these WH questions were going to work, and so we had really two options, and then the second option had two parts. So one was in situ, and this is how it's said. In situ comes from Latin and means in place.
What was the awful pronunciation somebody had posted about?
In situ?
Yes, yes. Situ, I would understand more. In situ is how it said, but like situ was
in situ.
It was a thing.
That's if we chose the in situ option, it would be in situ for all places except when it was the inessive, in which case it would be in situ.
Go on. I'm gonna need a moment. Oh my god. Okay.
Anyway, so that means that the WH
Great
element,
wordplay.
whatever it was going to be, would just be in exactly the place where a noun would be. So we've actually done that before. Anyway, that was first option. Then the other option was to front it. And we had two options for fronting. For one, we would front anything except for a subject. So that was B. So subjects would remain in situ, which would be directly post-verbal. Everything else would be fronted because everything else would be licensed essentially by a preposition. And so it'd be the prepositional phrase that gets fronted. The preposition kind of licenses it. There's nothing to license the subject, and so the subject remains in situ. So yes, that was option B. Option C was we found a way to front the subject as well. So the non-subjects would be the same as B, but subjects would be fronted with a cleft, which is basically it is what that is chasing the cat for what is chasing the cat. And this is the type of thing where Matt Pearson, if you're familiar with him, the conlanger who created Okuna, formerly known as Tokana, all of his work has been on cleft constructions in Malagasy, with the hardline Chomskyan minimalist program analysis. Anyway.
Is Matt Pearson at Rice or is that somebody else?
Reed
in Oregon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wrong our college name.
So this poll was very tight and hotly contested. Each option was winning at some point. And so I was kind of surprised, and in fact, like I checked it 3 times today, and I think that the winner changed. Either it changed once, and then when it changed again, it made it narrower because if I've calculated correctly, um, and just by eyeballing it, because the winner was clear, um, because 2 polls were tied.
Oh my.
The winner won by a single vote.
You didn't tell me it was this close.
Well,
I mean, I scrolled through and saw the. I just didn't realize how close it was.
yeah,
Okay, go on, go on.
yeah. So the original winner in C2 actually finished in third place, in last place. So, yeah.
Okay, go on.
And then the one that I spied next as being winning was C, finished in second. And B won by a
Whoa.
single vote. So we're just doing the non-subject fronting. Basically, if it's a prepositional clause, it fronts. If it's a subject, it remains in C2.
I actually really like that.
Yeah, it's pretty elegant. I always feel like a little fancier getting to do some kind of a cleft construction. Makes me feel like it would impress somebody's undergraduate syntax instructor, but you know, I think B makes a lot of sense and is very nice. So there we have it.
Took a minute. Here we go. So in C2 lost.
Yeah.
Preposition phrase lost. It's only B1, the prepositional phrase fronting, that is left. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
wow. Oh, hey, Logan.
Hey.
And Magpie may have been the final vote.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. But also, Mateus voted late. And so, ooh, spicy. Spicy indeed.
Oh.
Oh, CJ! Congratulations. That's so exciting. Yeah,
Wow.
it's how exciting. I hope it is an amazing trip, and I hope the family vacation goes incredibly well. Congratulations.
Yeah, here, I'm going to throw some hearts over to you for that.
Right? It's, as a person who is in a long distance relationship for a while, it is very good to be with the person. So congratulations.
Yeah, those long distance relationships are kind of a bummer because let me tell you, high fives are very difficult. But now, check this out. Yeah.
High fives galore.
Super easy. So take advantage of the high five proximity. Really though, check out Nectar. I don't know if you mentioned whether you're in Tokyo or not. If you're in Tokyo specifically, I have recommendations. If you're in Hiroshima, I have one recommendation, and if you happen to be in Iwakuni, I have two.
That's very specific.
Yeah. Oh man, the place in both places in Iwakuni. Wow. There's some pretty stellar restaurants there that will surprise you. Anyway, so
yes, we need to make this real.
Yeah. And so before we get to writing up examples, we're going to need some WH items. And so again, we've come across this before. There are a couple of different ways to do it. Basically, one basic WH word or a few basic WH words, and those basic WH words can come from different sources, or they can come from clearly compounded or blended sources. In terms of like it looks like what place, and so on. Let's see. We got who, what. Oh, some of these still have the extra space there. Who, what, where, when, how, which, and whose, how many. Incidentally, there's a distinction that in thing? Grambake. There's distinction in Grambake between languages that have different WH items for how many versus how much. In other words, count versus mass. That can sometimes be an interesting distinction. It just so happens the first two languages I did, so High Valyrian and now I'm working on Trigedae slang, actually differ in this regard. High Valyrian only has the one. Trigedae slang has two. And it's like, it's nothing that I would have even thought of when I was doing it, but it was like, you know, when I was creating Trigedae slang, it made sense. And so no, there were two different ones. Anyway, but before we get to those fancy ones, I think what we need to focus on is who, what, where, and which. Those are the three. And I think that I know, and maybe whose. Okay, so, all right. For this language, we don't have true adjectives.
Right.
We've been using nominal ones. And so if we had, you know, so Bram, oops, is dog, and if we did, you know, gonna be like that.
Bram. CJ, I like the for her plan better. It's just, you know, just kidding. That is funny how that kind of came out wrong.
Who, what, which.
And yes, Turquoise Dupree does focus on such things.
So it's like, if we did draw a distinction between who and what.
Does it make sense?
That distinction between.
Because, for instance, we have, you know, like, well, what the dog saw, or saw what the dog. If something is doing the seeing, then it would have to be a who, because it wouldn't be a what, right?
Yeah.
So, like, to me, it feels like those could be used either way in this particular language.
Yeah.
And just based on what we've done. We haven't drawn any, as far as I remember, David, correct me if I'm wrong, we haven't done any animacy distinctions yet.
No.
And so because of that, it feels like it makes sense that the who or what could be ambiguous in this particular language. Therefore, it's not, you know, for Brum, like which or whose dog, it's like it doesn't matter, just Brum what. It would also make it so like who saw the dog versus what saw the dog. I mean, obviously, if you're seeing the dog, it has to be a who. So it feels like the verb itself can like really play into a role of what should be expected. So anyway, all that is to say, I don't think we should distinguish between who and what in this language.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with 100% with that logic. And Bubba, we can't do republication until we publish the first time. I think Bubba meant reduplication, but we'll see if or where that makes sense. Okay, so right now we know that, because these were the ones I said we needed to focus on, who, what, where, but then also which and whose. And I think that we know that these are all going to be the same. So now we just need to come up with what that is. Seems like it's going to be pretty basic and pretty old. Is there a way to onomatopoeize?
I feel like it needs to start with the background. Something palatalized, or not palatalized, sorry, pharyngealized.
Yeah. Oh, this could get screwy. Because
is it just going to be what?
No, I was.
It's, listen, but it's not only who, it's what, which, and whose.
Her. Her?
Oh, the R is
Her?
necessary.
Her?
Yes, the R is necessary. I like it. Her?
From her? Her?
And does it RH is naturally the
Pharyngeal,
pharyngealized?
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Her?
What's the H with a dot under it?
That's just ah.
Oh.
So that was the asymmetry I talked about when we were adding the dot, because it would be for all the other ones a dot means pharyngeal, but for that one the dot essentially means voiced. Or
yeah. Okay, no, I like that.
okay, let's double check. By the way, did I miss see? Is Graham here right now?
We don't have any H's.
There
we go.
Here, just popping it in.
And I'm making
nothing,
sure
nothing happens to it.
we have how and him, hua, hip, hai, hua. Yes. Okay, those are the only proto H's we have. So
all right,
that is open.
All right, let's do it. So then. Okay, so now let's turn our attention to where, and ask if we would like to do some combination of like what place or a unique thing.
Or would it just be a preposition phrase at where? At what?
Yeah, essentially. I want to see. I want to see some of the etymologies for.
Where?
Yeah, where it's distinct. Like French, for example, comes from Latin ubi.
As he's chasing that down, Bubba Logan is usually the one who helps us with the color things. And I don't remember what Logan. I feel like.
Oh no! We know dog color.
Okay, I was gonna say I feel like we had already discussed that, but I wasn't.
In fact, there's a website where you can see it.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, the Arabic where comes from a root that has to come or approach, or to become or to happen, to draw near to a place or time. It's interesting.
And we don't have a generic thing meaning place yet, do we?
I don't think so, no.
If we did that, we could also create some sort of locative derivation from it if we did that.
So this is super interesting. Estonian has kus. Which, wait a minute.
By Estonian, you mean Viro.
Viro.
Learning our Finnish, Viro is Estonian.
Yeah.
Virolainen is Estonian, a person.
Yeah. That's weird. There would be so few translations for that. Look, these are the only translations for what?
Oh, that's going to be a very specific what. Oh, it's like, wait, go up for the German. It's like, what thing?
Here we go. Here we go. So, oh. I'm learning a lot, and I swear I'm going to tell everybody all about it.
I'm very excited to hear.
Okay, so you remember how so Finnish has, for like what is, Mika, and then there's,
Mm-hmm.
Miksi for why and so on.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
if you go back in Proto-Finnic, that goes back to me, which is a pronoun that means this or it,
Okay.
which is very common for like a what pronoun. The other one that Estonian had for where was kus, and there's also kuhu and kusta,
Okay.
which is where, but that's like at where, to where, or from where.
Okay.
That goes back to Proto-Finnic ku, which shows up in Finnish as, any guesses?
I feel like I should know this, but everything I'm thinking doesn't make sense.
Puhutko suomea?
Say that again.
Puhutko suomea?
It's the ko.
That's right.
That was not what I was thinking. 'Cause when you
Yeah,
said ku, I'm thinking kuma or kulma
yeah,
or
yeah.
kuhmas.
Maybe, but like, yeah. So
Okay.
and it just means what, going as far back as you go. So in other words, Estonian uses what for like where and things like that,
Okay.
but it uses this other one, which Finnish also uses much more widely for what.
Question word.
Yeah, and then Finnish basically did the same thing, but it extended that old, that pronoun to everything in the WH realm, and saved that ku
Mm-hmm.
for its little suffix that just turns something into a polar question.
Okay.
And so essentially, like older Finnish sentences, like they front everything. So the element that's going to take the ko, which harmonizes, fronts to the beginning of the sentence, and then the rest of the sentence proceeds as usual. So it's like, speak what you finish.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I can search through, I don't know if it was on Discord or if it was on email. It might have been an email from Logan, but there is one of the colorblind sites that shows you, it's like, here's the range of things that people with the various types of colorblindness can see. One of the color blindnesses that humans can have is exactly the same as what dogs have. And so then they just show it to you. They're like, here's, normal human range of colors, and here's the equivalent in this type of color blindness. So yeah, we can figure that out very specifically when we get to coming up with terms for colors. Um, anyway, so for now, then, where, yeah, do you want to just do the same thing or something different? If it, because like we could do place, and the place would come first, and it would be followed by her.
For what place?
So
Yeah.
do something like, and it would be like, preposition place or just that.
Yeah, Bubba, depending on which way you're traveling, and if you're traveling to the west, then your day suddenly becomes like a 30-hour day because you've gone back in time. But when you land, you're still on the same day. And that can really throw you off.
What preposition did we use for um,
We had
passives?
Oh, for passive. I was going to say we used for essive. We only have passive once here, and that's to say it's not a thing.
Well, that's crazy because we actually did create a passive in this language.
So where would that be if we didn't label it as passive? Are you sure we did the passive in this language?
What other language have we been working on recently?
You asked that, and yet.
Yeah, here we go. To reduce the valency of or passivize.
You need.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
And it's the genitive.
Okay.
I'm going to add a sentence here. This produces a passive construction.
Thank you.
There we go.
So now when we search for passive.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the genitive. Yeah, this is where it could be a little bit of a problem. So it's like we either do that, and then let's say here we're going to have how would either be I don't know.
David and I were driving the other day on the highway, and we saw what I can only describe as a motorcycle split in half. Two motorized unicycles. They were like traveling together.
Yeah.
But like it was legit like two.
Yeah, they were motorized. And by the way, it was on the shoulder.
And it was on the shoulder.
The
It
right
looked
shoulder
very
is-
dangerous.
Yeah.
But there were two of them, and they were each riding on their one-wheeled contraption, and they were motorized. And like, I don't know if they always travel in pairs, or if that's just sort of the expectation. If you get one of these, you get two, and then you travel with the person who got the other one. I don't know.
Ooh, oh boy.
Hello, David.
Oh my. That's something that wouldn't happen with a long distance relationship.
Yes. Hitting each other's, and I can't go over anymore.
I know.
Okay, I
Yeah.
just need you to know that.
Yeah.
Like, I've pushed over to the right as far as I can.
Yeah, so because we only have these three prepositions, right? And like,
I thought we created more. It's just those are our three basics.
yeah, I mean, well, kind of.
Okay.
And like, there are combined ones. These are always the final ones. The only ones where that's not true are the coordinators, which have been reanalyzed as prepositions in certain circumstances. So
the preposition for place should be the essive one, yeah? The
if it was at, if it was to, it would be wa.
Okay.
So it's like, where did you go?
Versus where are you sitting?
Yeah, and
Okay.
where do we have those other? Like, we had a little table of combined prepositions. Oh, these are just
Those are
noun number.
plurals, yeah.
Yeah. Did we have a from yet?
Well, George, I hope everything is well and enjoy whatever you're doing next.
Yeah, later on, George. Always good to see you. We don't have an oblative.
No. But I do so love that you are flipping through all 22.
Yeah.
Did you search for oblative? Like,
No. No, it doesn't show up. All right.
Okay.
I think things might get a little confusing if we don't have a noun in there for place.
I think we should have a place noun, yeah. Like a very short
Sure, yeah.
thing that can combine with everything else.
Yeah. So meanings.
I was just thinking like ground. Like,
yeah.
What ground?
Yeah. We don't have anything for that yet. We don't have anything for dirt yet. But yeah, so knowing that this thing begins with an H.
Mm-hmm. It should end with a vowel. It's like CV at most.
Yeah, you know, that H can probably disappear too. Depending on, here, let's Let's so AU just stays owl.
Okay.
What else we got? AU stays. It's a little surprising, isn't it? OU stays. They all stay?
What about the schwa?
Oh, you can't do the schwa. Or at least not natively, because we disallowed
Because
those.
no, but if it
However,
were like a hyphen.
if it were a schwa, then we could maybe that would be a way we could say it just became O. Because original schwa vowel diphthongs were disallowed.
Right, right. But like with a hyphen where it's not an actual diphthong and where this is like a grammatical thing that happens
Yeah, we can say
quite
that.
frequently.
I like that. I wanted to look real quick. Wow, it really did. They really do stay. Huh, how about that? That's interesting. Because they polarize. Because they polarize. That was the whole point of the vote. So of course it would stay. Ooh. Yeah, I think that it would be. Yeah, like I would totally be good with a CV form that ends in a schwa. Something very different from H.
But like a K or a G? Or what else do we have here? A B. Ooh, B would be very different because that's up at the front. An M.
Yeah, let's. I'm going to put all these.
Mejor.
I'm going to put all these to a vote.
Okay. I like it.
Okay. Sure. And then I'll put resultant WH word in parentheses. Okay. Okay, so let's do and that would result in or. Okay.
And then if we go
Later, Bubba.
alveolar, we have the T and the D. Whether they're pharyngalized or not is up to debate.
Ooh, let's do pharyngeal. Because then it'll preserve the kind of pharyngeality of the.
Yeah. We also have a B pharyngeal. So we could go B pharyngeal more.
Okay, and now something that's very different from all of those.
Well, we could just have either M or one of the fricatives. H, V, no pharyngalization.
Let's do F. Okay, here we go.
All right, let's get those votes in.
It said an error occurred. Try again.
Oh no.
Okay, there. No. Oh boy.
Is it too long? Nothing should be too long.
No.
Okay. We've had asterisks before. Do you want to take out parentheses and just put like a thingy, a pointy thingy?
Yeah, I don't understand what at all is going on.
And then
okay. I'm just gonna.
oh. Do you want me to try on my computer?
I mean,
Like, I don't
theoretically, it's the same
understand.
interface.
Okay, we're gonna try to start a poll. Okay, we've got. Cool. What's the next one?
It's provincialized.
Oh, wait. No.
You can copy paste between computers, Karis, when you're logged into the same user, but
Doggone it.
Jesse's logged into her and I'm logged into me.
There we go. And oh. Okay.
Next is B, provincialized.
Fringulized. Okay. With a schwa.
Yeah.
And then it's just more.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one was the f.
Mm-hmm.
And is that just 4?
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. An error occurred. I don't. We're streaming, right? Are we even live? Are we just talking to ourselves? Oh, shoot. No. Quit, quit, quit. Don't look. Don't look.
There you go.
Ooh. Oh, goodness.
You're good.
I clicked on the wrong thing. I was just going to, like, no, I don't have the thing over here, so I can't even do that. Okay.
I mean, Tetha says, yeah, you're live. But no, this is a real bummer. I'm so sorry. This is just not going to work.
Okay, so we're going to do it the old school way before we realized we could do polls on YouTube. We have, let's type it here in the document, David.
Yeah.
Let's do an ABCD vote.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it here.
Here, I'll
A,
help you out.
B, whoop, C, and D. And I remember the last one was F becoming 4. I think this one was B. Oops, wrong one.
And then I got B.
Okay. We're gonna do it old school way. Do you want a
There we go.
G, D, B, or F sound?
And yeah, throw it in chat. This is so ga da. I'm sorry, ga la ba fa, and then gor for.
And so notice only B and C are pharyngealized. The option A, the G, is not pharyngealized. For D, it is also not pharyngealized. And we're just going to count the votes. So A, B, C, or D, go ahead and get those comments in. I really don't understand what's happening. Like, I kind of want to just, after this happens, do like a random poll that's just like a yes or no answer just to see if it works.
Yeah, the thing is, like, this is probably a landlord issue, and of course we know who our landlord is. That is Mr. Luridian, so...
Okay, we have 6 C's, 3 D's, and 1 B.
Yeah. Honestly, based on the number of viewers we have, I think the C's are going to have it.
All right.
And no matter what. And so that is bore.
Okay, let's do it.
Bib landlord. I like that.
Okay.
Bib landlordian is actually one of the characters that was cut from the Lord of the Rings. He was the one who was the owner of Frodo's Hobbit hole, and there was just this scene. It's weird. when he when
So
Frodo
bizarre.
returns, and Bib Landlordian is just incensed that he has missed like 2 months' rent and is on the point of kicking him out and taking all of his furniture and putting it on the curb. Um, it was Tolkien's editor who convinced him to cut the scene, saying that he felt it was kind of a letdown after the conclusion of
Obviously.
the series. Um, but of course, it really undercut the comic nature of the work. Okay.
We do have at least one, if not two votes for no. I love it. It is not working. You're right. But that particular poll, I don't get it. I don't get why that poll worked and the other ones did not, even though the other ones were in line with what we have done before on polls. So I don't know if this is some sort of new thing
Yeah.
or what's happening. I don't get it. However,
Yeah.
I think we made a decision.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Beat the old poll and everything.
I'm gonna take the squish package for you. You're welcome.
Right on.
We're gonna have to order some more because what if we go
Sure
through
are.
the entire jar?
Cheers, partner.
Woo!
That's what I should have ordered when I said if we need anything else.
Oh, and I was just thinking about aluminum foil. Oh my goodness. Oh, there we go. It momentarily did not want to open for me. And sorry, I can't cheers you. I just threw it in my mouth as soon as I opened it. Cheers!
Never endeavour to fiddle with Conlang quantifier Scopico without indulging in a coffee. Copico.
Good job.
Yeah.
David did really good on that.
Yeah. Your level of non-amusedness really sells it.
Okay.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do we want to start filling in the WH things down there, or do we want to talk about how?
We can talk about how.
And we better.
I'm gonna put.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna copy and paste this up above for. This was just place, right?
But is gonna be. Oh my God. I know he's not here. But ba is older for ground, and the thing is, it's a little light for a. It is a no. Bore no. So no. Ba is just ground.
That's what I had, and then you said no.
Because bore is not ground.
Right.
Bore is where. However,
it would say ba.
Yes, but it's a little light for a lexeme. And if you recall, it was Bubba who was calling for reduplication. And so what if the modern word for ground is Bubba?
I just want to double check.
Yeah, there's no change.
It's got to be.
All right.
Both pharyngealized?
Yeah. Bubba. Actually, that would be it. Bubba.
Oh my God.
You had no idea that Copico was in Wikipedia? It's a pretty big deal. Like, the candies are, you remember, the candies are just a thing that they do. It's a coffee brand. And the coffee is a much bigger deal, but basically in Malaysia, Indonesia.
No, wait. This is.
Yeah.
Oh, doggone it.
Yeah.
All right, so Bubba's a word now.
When Mateus gets on his coffee slander, we call him McCain. All right, but yeah, do we want to talk about how, or do we want to just start filling in?
We should talk about how,
Okay.
and then we should fill in.
All right.
Somebody in chat had mentioned for what.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you realize I have the power to ban people from the chat.
He prefers Genesis with a J.
That's right. And not only that, you named yourself McCain. You could have named yourself anything, including Mateus NL or something.
David is hot and fiery today.
Mm,
Like a red hot candy.
that's right. Which I would never eat.
Which I love.
Mm. Yeah, so how, it's like by what, so by what path is, you know, is an easy way to do it. By what scent? As in, like, what scent did you follow? I don't know.
Did we have a generic scent? We have to give off a scent.
Yeah, so we would come up with a new word for it.
But I like the scent instead of path for this particular language because it allows the how to be a little bit more ambiguous in terms of not just like what way did you get here, but like also how did you do anything? Yeah, I like that.
Are there any consonants that combine with H other than R? I think M does.
Where would I find that?
I don't know.
Better than going through all the sound changes.
It's embarrassing. Yeah, so like MH becomes just a pharyngalized M.
Wait, don't most consonants become pharyngalized when they come after an H?
I guess RH doesn't combine.
But like if they can combine, don't they?
Yeah. Let's just do something that ends in M.
Okay.
So something that ends in M that could be a scent.
What feels like a scent, everyone? Suggestions ending in M, and I am ready to check protoforms. Don't use mem, hem,
Quem.
or quem.
Loam is pretty good. I'm going to put these into a new poll, and I'm like not doing asterisks. Like this is going to be as bare bones as I can make it. Okay. So we got a suggestion of loam, which would have become, you know, lomor, lomor.
We're good on loam.
Mm-hmm.
In Mateus, yeah, they worked last week because we've done proto polls before like this. I don't understand what's happening.
Oh, that's right. Our F didn't win last time. And the vowel can be any vowel, any of our proto vowels, remember.
When we only have fel and fef for
and we've got a vame. I'm going to throw that in there. Let's double check if we have it. This is proto.
Oh, that's the only time we have a proto va. Oh, we should use that.
Wame and gum. We're going to go with. Is there a proto W?
Let me go
yes,
back.
there is. Yes, there is. Okay. All right, and that's what we're going with. Here we go. It worked this time.
I really don't understand.
I hope you like my question there. Oh, you missed it, Jess.
I did mess up.
Here. Question?
If you're not watching, you have no idea what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, there's no proto-W other than Y. Y. Well, Tethys and Jake both say their votes won't go through. Well, Tethys, okay, you just did. Jake, try again.
Yeah, try again.
And if it doesn't go through, Jake, please give us your vote in chat so we can. Okay, Kara said refresh, and okay, it did. Okay.
Something is going on with the YouTubes today.
Goodness.
Maybe they're getting clogged.
Anime fan wants pronunciations.
Lom, fom, vem, wem. And they're coming out the same way in the modern. They're not changing.
But yeah, I don't understand what's happening with the polling today on YouTube. But the fact that the poll even worked, we'll take.
Lots of votes, but I think that we have.
Oh yeah.
We've hit the end of it. All good options. Another VAME came in right at the end there, and so it's going to be VAME.
What is the original meaning going to be?
Scent, an actual scent or
that's
odor.
right. That's right. And it was with a schwa. Well,
no, with an e.
Okay, good. I'm going to double check that here. Just this
All right.
Ah. Okay. Okay, now I'm ready.
Yeah.
To write some questions.
All right, so there we go. That's what how it's going to look like. And it's the ones that are kind of like further out from on the periphery are less likely to condense, the way that this one does. So, okay, so who, and we're gonna call that subject.
Who saw the dog?
Yes.
Because we had that in the example, right?
Who saw the dog? And that would be, how do we say C? Do we have C?
I thought we did that for the Chase. Sorry, Chase.
What?
Who is chasing the dog?
What?
And here we have cat. Yeah.
Wavram. Who is chasing the dog? So that's subject. No.
Then we need an object. The dog is chasing who? And this is going to be Wahur. Wabram.
Yes. And that's going to be, I think, right? Wall.
That would be on this one, right? Wa mutation, H, yes, H with a dot.
Okay. Go ahead and drop an M in there.
Miss the dog chasing. Woo!
Yeah, we want to. There we go.
But that would also be what? Yeah, so who or what?
Yeah, I'm just going to copy the exact same thing. So. Yeah.
And then here we go. Which and whose will also be who'd, but as adjectives, and then where we're gonna have to and in.
By the way, it's totally not in the spirit of the poll, but we could actually draw a distinction between animate and inanimate by saying that there's a cleft construction for what, but not for who.
Oh, like it is what that is chasing the dog?
Yeah, because this one's animate, and so it's much more natural for it to be in a subject position. Something inanimate, it's kind of unnatural for it to be in a subject position. And so, hence the fronting.
But for a lot of our verbs that are transitive, it kind of requires animacy, huh? For the subject.
Well, yeah, and that's why this is a strange interpretation. The interpretation of what is peculiar.
The outside stayed open. Our mail just got dropped.
Sorry, Magpie.
But like the front just like absolutely stayed open. I don't know how to shut it. There we go. Okay. These are both for you, so I'll leave them there. I totally would have opened my mail on stream if it were for me, but they're for you.
So, as I move on to the where example, what do you think about that, Jess?
Fronting the what?
Yeah.
Why is mine still? Oh, there we go. It was still highlighted up here. Like Pages is not updating regularly. And it may be Mateus. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but I feel like something is going on today. I feel like it should be the verb that does the heavy lifting. Who or what should be interpretable by the verb. And if it's a subject and it's a verb that requires an animate subject, then it's animate. If it doesn't require an animate subject, then it's ambiguous until you answer.
All right. Fair enough. So where's the dog sleeping?
For sleeping, it would be
Is it Mea? Is that sleep?
Yes. Okay, let me to sleep. Mea is to sleep.
Okay. Mea Bram O. Yeah. And so that's essive.
Okay. And then we would have like, where is the dog chasing the cat to? Is that?
Unless we have a verb that means like to go or to run or something. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. This is in C2. I'll fix that.
All right, we have lajo means to run.
Perfect. sure it's that. And it's lahu. Okay, lahu. Where's the dog running to? And so I think I got that right. So wavor becomes wavor.
That would be the. Let me go here. The B.
Yep. And
Yeah.
yep. All right, perfect. Okay, we don't have a when yet, but we do have a how.
Yes.
Let's just,
How is Ave more? More. Ave more.
how is the dog chasing the cat? And we don't need that because it's the only thing. And it's an ah, right?
Ah. Vemur.
And the V, I don't think anything happens to the V.
Oops. And it shouldn't happen because we had already had it up here.
There it is, back down. Nope, over here.
This way?
Oh.
I don't know what you saw that caught your attention, sorry.
The color table.
Okay. And it's ah.
Yes, it's just V. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Now, in which and whose are just the adjectival positions for like
Yes.
which dog is chasing the cat and whose.
And
Didn't we have like a
this is subject, so
I thought we had a word for puppy, we did not. Away.
and then
Because it's chase dog what? Yeah. And the dog is chasing which cat?
and the cat is so weh. And it doesn't. Uh-oh, question. Go back up to that table. Okay. So cat begins with a vowel, so it doesn't mutate.
Mm-hmm.
Hur begins with H, go down, which, oh wait, is this the wrong one? This one, which would mutate.
After wa.
Yeah. So even though it doesn't, no, yeah, it does. Sorry. So yeah, wehur, huabram, or wehur, huabram. Which cat is the dog chasing? Good. And whose is going to be the same.
Yeah. And when you were just asking about that, like, is this being treated as like wa a wa hor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
I know. I was just double checking, but yeah, that was what we decided.
Chris, we're glad you're here.
Hey.
Not sure what YouTube will or will not let you do today because it's apparently being weird.
Yeah.
But hello.
All right, and so then we have how many and why or when. Which one do you want to deal with next?
When.
Okay. Do we have a? We could just do time. Do we have a word for time?
I don't think so. Oops.
Yeah, sure are.
No, these are the only two instruments.
You know, I did a heavy consonant mutation language for the Shannara Chronicles. This one's better. I made a key mistake with the Shannara Chronicles in terms of execution, which is you always have to check how things are sounding in actual translation.
Yeah.
And the consonant mutations that I created for the Shannara Chronicles were there was distinct accusative, genitive, and then vocative. Vocative actually did end up showing up quite a bit, but for the genitive and accusative, the accusative showed up a lot more than the genitive, which should be obvious, I think. The accusative I made palatal, the genitive I made nasal, which really felt right, but I should have swapped it. The palatal showed up way too much, and so the entire language is like shift, 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 shift. Yeah, it was a disaster, and that would have been fine with the level of occurrence of the genitive, and I think that the genitive ones, the nasal mutations, they were a lot easier to kind of work your way through, and they were less intrusive. So I really should have done that.
Are you feeling any particular way for what form time should take?
This is a little out there. This doesn't need to be our word for time. But what if we went by moon? Just use the word moon for this particular item.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
You like it?
And it grammaticalizes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. All right.
Why wouldn't I like it? I love moons.
Yeah. So now it's just, what do you like for a word for moon?
I'm going to change that to moon. Oops. Oh, doggone it. I keep hitting the wrong thing. All right. Moon.
Yeah.
These are all... Okay, those are all those. Guel was the first thing that came to mind.
Say it again.
Guel with an L.
And a what?
Yeah, but labialized. Guel.
All right. Got well.
How about an R? Roke.
Got it.
And pharyngealized D-O-M. Dom.
And I want ooh.
Oh, I like it.
All right.
Fingers crossed. Okay,
It
the poll
worked.
went through. Yeah. All right, so these are our protoforms for moon. We have, can you pull up in the full thing again?
We have guel, roque, dom, woo.
And one vote so far.
Yeah, and for Chris, who's come recently, in case you're wondering why the poll is so sparse, we had an issue earlier where we tried to do one of our polls as normal. It wouldn't let us put it. It wouldn't let us do it. And then we've had problems with people voting where it didn't actually accept their vote.
And so they had to like refresh and try again. And it's been a thing today. Oh, with 14 out of 15 votes, we may have a winner.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to overtake Guel at this point.
Oh, shoot. I did not put this in our new keyboard, and I should go back and do that. Should also.
All right, Guel is moon.
Yeah.
Here we can delete these now. Delete that. Delete that. And delete this.
All right, and this will be our word is actually Guel.
I love it.
So.
And then this can be a little bit of artistry in terms of what's going to happen with Guel Hor. Guel Hor. Guelor. And
can the L at all be pharyngealized or no?
Guelor. No, because it's already velar.
And so I think the H should drop.
What do you think about the quality of the vowel, the U? Do you think it could go O? So
it doesn't.
It
wait.
could go lax.
Yeah, it doesn't do that anyway, huh?
No, it doesn't. So essentially be a little miniature harmony.
Yeah, I like it. Guelu.
Okay.
Magpie. Guel.
When did the dog, or when, I guess is the dog chasing the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, and so that would be O. So that's our essive, so Ongwell.
GW. Oh, Ongwell. Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that quite by accident. Oh, that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Before we go any further,
Yes.
because I mean, obviously we should keep working on this, but it is 3:25.
Yeah.
And like, even though that gives us 35 minutes, which is a lot of time to finish out these interrogatives,
yeah,
I do want to think about Paul, and I am thinking also about the fact that September 23rd is coming much faster, and so I feel like it should be orthography.
Yep.
And so,
yep.
Okay, so whatever poll we do, like, we don't need to decide it now. It just, I think that moving forward, at some point, I'm going to need to switch seats with you and have you do the orthography stuff, because
yeah, it's going to have
September 23rd is going to come up real fast, and it usually takes us a little bit of time to get orthography stuff settled.
I've got to sit down and actually it'd be nice if you could help me with that too. Mm-hmm. We need to come up with some drawings that are going to be the forms that we base our consonantal glyphs on.
Well, I mean, speaking of drawings and KobeCon, though, I've recently finished the name tags,
Oh
and so we
yeah,
have special name tags for any patrons who are coming,
yeah, we have.
and you'll have name tags that are special outside of the other CopyCon ones. I won't say anything else.
Yeah, very exciting. Speakers are going to have special ones, and then there's going to be some generic ones for everybody else.
That's right. Everybody else who's not part of the LangTime family.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, you're going to like them.
well, I
really,
hope so. I don't want to oversell
really
it,
good.
but like I'm excited.
Okay, so yeah, that'll be what we're doing for the polls. That's set. We've got how, we've got when.
Now
So,
we need why and how many.
yeah.
Can we do a generic word for? I was gonna say paw. We chose to do numbers.
Let's go back to the
Each digit, is that right?
well. Let's go back to the plural. Where is that? Here it is. So we have okay, pool, play, run, for
But the generic plural is just the plural, yeah, the one coming from run. Le play.
yeah. Yeah, so these three are verbs, and then these two are nouns. Older ones are this. We could actually just use fur. It was the old plural.
Which is the fur. I'm gonna come back up to that. Here we go. So David is saying use the old system, use the plural,
Yeah,
which is
so
fur. Hey,
so it'd be something like, Himmel, Himmel.
I think that's good.
Yeah, because it's really old. So let's just do that, and I don't know if it makes sense to distinguish how many from how much. We'll see in a second. I don't think so. I think it should be how many or how much.
Because the original proto root is fur, I think either could go.
Yeah.
How many furs? What, how much fur?
And so I'll just put mass count there.
Yeah.
And so oh. Oh. Okay. Is that right?
I think so.
How many dogs of what number? Is that right? And then the H is going to have to be changed in some way.
The H will change to match the A. Is that correct?
I think it's going to be age.
Right here. Yeah. Je.
Yeah. So Hubrama jamur. Jamur. Weh. Hubrama jamur. Weh.
I like that.
Okay, so then somehow we need to say that it's mass count, but also that this is the subject.
have some mass count nouns, but like I don't. We have sniff as a verb, and we have blood as a mass count. How much blood do I sniff?
Right.
That's not necessarily the best, but we've got that. We've got forest/woods. Like, how much forest do I something?
How about if we don't have grass already, let's just create a word for grass, and then we'll have like how much grass did he chew?
We do not have grass, so let's do grass. Okay. We haven't used this one yet. Koala.
Oh yeah.
Let's do that. I like that for grass. Do
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna put that right there. And that would be cool. Oh, oh, oh! I see my typo.
Okay.
Koala. Grass.
And then we'll just do how much.
And did you have the verb for chew is daho? Daho.
Yeah, we have to have it in subject position. So I'm just going to say how much grass is chasing the cat. And that's just koa. Koa jamorwe. And then how much grass is the dog chewing? Chewing is
daho.
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 And then what happens to koa? Is it just a G?
For the one mutation?
Yeah.
Just 1 second.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No, huh. That's right. Wahoa. Okay, there we go. Wahoa jamur. Dahu bram. Okay. So we've done everything except for Y.
Woo!
How do we do? Oh. What is the natural endpoint for a dog's search or chasing or something? A hole, because a dog chases things into a hole. If we have a word for hole, it could be, Y could be to what hole?
And we don't have that, right?
I don't think so.
We do not. So let's do hole.
All right, here we go.
I love it. Good job.
Oh.
We need something meaning whole.
Yeah.
I don't think we've used or yet, or ib. I like or better than ib for whole if we're going to use one.
Or her?
I don't like it. Never mind.
Eb, if we did eb,
Ebur.
it would essentially be ebhur, and we could say that becomes ebur.
Oh, kind of like that. Okay, I could do that. What would something like OQ become? Okor? Okor?
I want to see what it would actually just. So it would probably become ohur, and it might also have the extend the minus ATR to the U. Ohur.
Okor.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to that.
I kind of like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like it enough to make it.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and op is a great word for whole.
And it was just OQ, and then were we doing
That so that'll become o.
so H? Oh, sorry, the aspirated is what I meant.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
They're all.
No, yeah, but we could also make it labialized, and I was just making sure that
Oh.
I was only doing that.
Got it.
And
Olk. So it'll be open O.
like this, K and then H.
Yeah.
And then that will be Olk. Olk. Nice. So Karis is asking how we would say something like, how big is the dog? We haven't really done qualities yet.
That's a separate thing. We'll talk about that in a second because it's not the same thing. The adjectives in this language aren't the same as the adjectives in Hauhof, so we actually already have that covered. But why must I be like that? Why must I chase the cat?
Do we have must? Yeah, we do. Don't we? Didn't we do?
Must?
Didn't we do something for like those auxiliaries?
I think so, yeah.
Because we did all these crazy auxiliaries. Anyway, sorry, I'm not gonna. Oh, I should go back to where David's typing. Oh, oh,
Because it's rounded.
that comes out quite differently, which I like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what hole is the dog chasing the cat? I love it.
Right.
Love it.
Okay, so
CJ's gonna get to do that soon. Oh wait, no, you're in Japan now. You're in Japan.
Yeah.
CJ, high five.
That's right.
Do the high five.
Okay, so in English, right, we have how big, which is like, something that's applying to an adjective. We don't have adjectives in this language. All the adjectives are nouns. And so what it essentially is, it's like, what kind of like big one is the dog, or what kind of brown is the dog, or what kind of brown one is the dog, and so on. So
or like what size, if
yeah.
there's like what bigness, essentially.
Yeah. And so essentially, I mean, we can put an example in there, but we would just use which.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason to create something different for that one. So let's throw in an example of that. We will want a subject and object. So what kind of adjective-y nouns do we have so far?
I don't know. We may need to come up with one. Unless we already have nouns entered in the dictionary.
Strong or tall or big? I thought we did.
We may have entered one down here, and I'm checking.
Oh, I don't think so. Here we go. Big. Oof.
Oh, we did not. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So we're like, what bigness?
Big is oof.
As it should be.
Yes. And so we have how big is the dog? Wait, now I'm getting a little confused because essentially which dog is chasing the cat is the same as what kind of dog is chasing the cat, which is the same as whose dog is chasing the cat. But how big is the dog? It's, I think, tall. How does tall work?
What is tall from? Sorry. Is that the what kind? Tall?
I don't exactly remember remember. I'm going to the copula.
Right.
Verbs. I'm trying to do it without losing my voice. Here we go.
Here we go. I got it pulled up here if you want to go back.
And it is equative. That's the one I want. And then it's I. Okay. So then we actually want your which bigness. So that is I, oof, your, tall.
How big is the dog?
Yeah, because the answer would be, tall bram, I something. Is the dog this kind of big? And so it should be I, and it will be fronted I, oof, your, tall bram.
And then jur is because of the I.
Yes.
Okay.
And so it's like of bigness, what kind is the dog? How big is the dog? Subject is irrelevant there. Because I guess, like, can you say how big of a dog is chasing the cat? Can you say that?
In English you can. Can you do it in Hauhof?
Let's take a look.
And then the dog is chasing how big of a cat, if you want to do it object-wise.
Is chasing cat. Wait, how do I keep copying these things that have spaces before the... Okay. How big of a dog is chasing the cat? So we have, this is the subject, and so what actually comes first? Dog of what bigness? So bram, I, oof, your. Well.
Yeah.
That is it.
And then I, oof, your would come up front, but it would be like the cat would be fronted as well? Okay.
Yes, so it'd be weh, I, oof, your,
the dog is chasing how big of a cat?
How big of a cat is the dog chasing? All right.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anyway, that was a good question, Chris. I knew that we had it covered, but it's nice to have it written up.
And the color blindness, I think we're going to stick with what dogs can actually see.
Yes.
Because while they're sort of magically anthropomorphized to having a human vocal tract, or humanish vocal tract, we have not changed for the other animals the color seeing capabilities. For other animals, we've tried to remain true.
Yeah. So we're not going to deal with colors unless we actually go and pull up the specific type of color blindness that dogs have and can actually take a look at it. We have 15 minutes left. That is something we can do. Otherwise, we can go down and maybe start filling some of these things out. What do you think?
It would be nice to have an augmentative and or a diminutive and, other derivations, especially for a language like this where so much is noun heavy. I think that would be a good thing to talk about.
Mm-hmm. We haven't yet discussed what have we used reduplication for so far? We've
for making nouns sort of stronger from older roots, that would be roots that are grammaticalized and thus, so for instance, like tree becomes forest with reduplication.
Right.
Chihuahua, we reduplicated from like an older stem meaning dog.
Yeah. So
And
these,
so it's like a specific type of dog.
and then we have Baba, which is
Yeah,
so
like place.
these are all lexical derivations that either are, collective or reinforcement. Um,
Yeah.
so they are kind of general augmentatives, but I don't think we want to just say that reduplication is the general augmentative.
No.
Yeah.
I think reduplication is sort of like an older strategy for reinforcing roots that have kind of lost their meaning.
What is the biggest dog?
A Great Dane or a Mastiff, I think. Mastiff, English Mastiff,
Hmm.
is what Google says. Yeah.
Our word for mastiff is och, which becomes ojo.
Which, if it's being reduced to some sort of, if it's being reduced to like a suffix and or compound part, could just be oh, yeah.
It's hard to separate that. I think it would actually could even get reduced further to ol.
Just oh.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. Like a mastiff problem is a big problem.
Yeah. We talked about epenthetic.
I don't know that we've done any epenthetic. No, we don't have the word epenthetic in this. So tethys, yeah, it's tethys has a point. Are you doing it by weight or by height or by length? Mastiff, I think, is the largest dogs, the dog breed by weight. I don't think the Mastiff is the largest dog by either height or length. Great Dane, I believe, is the tallest dog. I believe. I could be wrong. There are some other dogs that get pretty tall and pretty long, but the Mastiff is the weightiest dog, I believe. And according to Google, they can get up to 240 pounds, which is quite a hefty dog.
I'm pretty comfortable with going with the Mastiff for this reason. Sorry, I have to move out of there. You know how like we like to put different types of words in here to show off like phonological alternations. One of them that we would want to include were some of these words that end up disyllabic because they end with, you know,
Like a
labialized.
Yeah.
One of those happens to be the word for mastiff. And if we were to say, well, this thing, suffixed before, it's suffixed before the sound change, which is a possibility. The augmentative of ojo would be ojo.
Oh, because it's just, that's interesting.
And so it would kind of like reinforce its bigness or its suitability. In other words, it might look as if, or it might get reanalyzed as if, oh, mastiff just has the augmentative on the end of it naturally.
Which is cool.
Yeah, so it could be reinterpreted as morphologically complex. So,
and Anime Fan asked about like on the inverse of smallest, and we could just take the white
Yeah,
before the reduplication for Chihuahua.
yeah, I think so. Let's come up with some other nouns to add to it before jumping to the diminutive. So we have one now that ends in a labialized consonant. Probably need one that just ends in a regular consonant, like Bram, for example.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely need something that ends in a vowel, and I think that we probably are going to want something that ends in a. For example, like Chihuahua. What is Weibai?
Weibai.
And we want something that ends in another vowel.
In another vowel? Oh, well, Baba, a small place. Grass. Oh, wait, that's.
No.
Well, grass.
Yeah. Grass is good. Koa. All right.
And Karis is asking if that augmentative would end up for ojo for mastiff becoming ojo. The point does still stand, but that is a good question, Karis.
Yes, that's correct.
Nice. Good job, Karis. Thank you. But it's still, yeah, it's similar enough that it's almost like the original is carrying the augmentative as it is. So I like that.
Yeah, we'll figure out how to resolve that in a second. And we'll figure out how to resolve these things. Okay, so I always say, let's see what Lexergy says. Oh, that wouldn't be allowed. Yeah, that wouldn't be allowed.
What are you looking for?
Koa. And so now Wevayo is a possibility. Like this is because we have that I, and that's the form before vowels. So we could say that that stays, but then this is impermissible. So we'll need something.
Well, this one.
We could actually just use the V.
Kovo?
Yeah, kovo. Epenthetic because it's rounded.
Kovo? Yeah.
All right.
What would happen if it weren't rounded, though? Like ba? Babavo? Babavo?
Oh, no, because the O is rounded.
So it would be vo anyway.
Yeah.
So like this would be like a small, or a large place would be babavo.
Mm-hmm.
Babavo. Okay.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, now let's take a look at that diminutive. So do we want it to be Y or shorten up to like way?
Way.
Okay.
Because we're shortening up the genitive from I to A.
All right.
Be oh way. Wrong way.
Okay.
And small chihuahua. Way by way.
Here we're gonna take it step by step. Just gonna drop these things in here and then see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that the ones that end in vowels, I mean, that's just pretty much going to be the way it's going to be because I don't think anything happens to W after.
I don't think so, but the chihuahua, would that end up being way?
I'm sorry. This is It does, because it's in between vowels. Yeah, see. Now for these, Bromway. Nothing happens. How about that? Bromway. And now let's try.
Like, I feel like way. Ojue. But we would. Wait, a D voices?
Mm.
What was the protoform for Mastiff?
Also.
It's oh, it is okay.
Gonna here go to Lexergy. And put in the form OQ, labialized Q, and then WE. Now trace the evolution of that first one. Let's see what happens. Wyatt, can you drag it to the... go down. Scroll down. Down here, please. Yeah. Because now it's going to be off screen. Hit collapse. There we go.
But this one was does it matter that this was a ch originally instead of a q?
It was?
Yeah, it's originally a ch.
Oh, my bad. Please put the correct form in there. My bad.
I'm just going to copy it here. And then I think, yeah.
All right, now we've got to undo the... We have to...
Yeah. And so it comes out voiced, like the old hole. I think it's voiced because of its fricativity nature.
But it does pass on the
the
ATRness.
Yeah, there we go.
It's kind of interesting. I wonder if
and just to show you all what I was looking at, this is our protoform for Mastiff is oh with the fricative.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. And kind of.
And this does not reduce to a. Wait.
I don't think so, but I will give it a shot. It does. It does.
Wait.
Where? Is the only reason that it doesn't in the other one that it comes at the end of a word?
What other one? Sorry.
Yeah, I guess it...
Yeah, because it's the last one, whereas this one is like followed by other...
I didn't realize that we had that rule. But yeah, I'll go and fix that then. Because...
Wait.
All right, that's pretty cool.
It's fixed. I see it on his screen. It's not showing up on mine yet. But
sorry, I gotta move off. Oh, you have to move off.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's like I see it on yours.
Yeah, and also the incidental similarity here with the W and the Chihuahua word. It's lending some credence to this epenthetic V. Yeah. So that might just be our epenthetic consonant now.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
I like it. Well, that was a productive day, I think.
Yeah, and thanks everybody for your help today. Really kind of got things looking pretty sharp. All right, so yeah. So 100% this time I'm going to come up with some forms for us to consider. I don't know exactly how the poll is going to work, but it'll work in some way.
It'll be something orthography related. That's all we need to know.
Yes. All right. And then, yeah, so we will start on orthography very, very soon.
As a last quick note, speaking of orthography, even though we posted it on Discord / somebody else had posted your Tumblr post, David and I got orthography related tattoos.
Oh, that's right. Woohoo.
So
they're kind of upside down. But...
So there we go, sideways / upside down. But David has High Valerian and I have Joadi. And it's very exciting.
And Jake, yeah. that's exactly the way to do it. I take full credit and zero responsibility. Love it.
Love it, especially with responsibility.
Oh, nice.
All right. So all that is to say, we hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
Until then, stay grammar, and David's going to close us out.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
Bye.